Hey everybody, Pastor Steve here. Really glad you've joined me today. For our devotion, we are in Psalm 57. While you're opening your Bible there, just want to say I'm really looking forward to this coming Sunday morning at First Baptist. We have Fuzz Rana. Fuzz is his nickname, Rana. He's the president of Reasons to Believe out in California, a biologist, great apologist. He's going to be speaking in all of our services this Sunday morning, and it's going to be such an encouraging time as we strengthen our faith against the attacks that many make on it. I also want to let you know that later this fall, October 15, that Sunday morning, Frank Tarrick, who is another great apologist, is going to be preaching at First Baptist. So that's October 15. But this Sunday, April 2 at First Baptist, Fuzz Rana from Reasons to Believe will be speaking. Now, one of the things I love about the Bible is the way various genres of literature are included. And for different ones of us, certain genres speak to us maybe a little differently or more emotionally or meaningfully or whatever than other genres. And one of the things I really like about the Psalms is the way so many of the Psalms use image, metaphor, image to communicate. And there is an image in this Psalm that just blesses my heart. Verse 1, Psalm 57. Be gracious to me, O God, be gracious to me, for my soul takes refuge in you. Now here's the image that really blessed me. And in the shadow of your wings, I will take refuge until destruction passes by. In the shadow of your wings, God, I will take refuge until destruction passes by. Jesus talked about chickens and birds gathering their young under their wings. We've all seen, whether in live and in person or on television and film, young animals clinging to their mother, hiding behind their mother or under their mother for protection. That's the image here. And I love this image of, wings like an eagle or a bird, and the young take protection under the mother's wings until the danger has passed. And the psalmist said, God, that's you for me. God, your love is so great, and I take refuge. My protection, God, is in you. And I'm going to be like a baby bird hiding under your wings until the bad passes by. God, that's my place of safety and security. I love that image. Here's the question. How do we do that? How do we put ourselves under the wings of God until the bad passes by? Well, I think he tells us in this psalm, he gives us some insight into how he does it, a little bit similar to what we saw in Psalm 55 when it says, cast your burden and all that on the Lord. And so it means take it off of us and put it on him, as we said earlier in Psalm 55, through prayer and worship, you place it on God, you let go of it rather than holding on to it. Well, here he gives us some insight into how to place ourselves under God's wings until the bad is past. In verse 2, he says, I will cry to God Most High. In other words, prayer. God, I'm going to call out to you, just like Psalm 55. In verse 7, he says, my heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. In other words, God, I'm not going to be inconsistent. I won't be like a yo-yo up and down in my relationship with you. I am going to be consistently devoted to you, God. Be faithful. I'm not going to waver. And so one of the ways that you place yourself under the wings of God is through calling out, through prayer, but also being consistent. There's something to be said in life for just showing up. Because when you don't show up, you miss out. Be consistent. At the end of verse 7, He says, I will sing, yes, I will sing praises, worship, blessing God, showing up on the Lord's day, listening to worship music and praise music in your house and in your car. He said at the end of verse 9, I will sing praises to you among the nations. Private worship, yes, but public worship, not being afraid to be consistent and show your faith and your praise to God in public. At the beginning of verse 9, I will give thanks to you, O Lord, among the people. Gratitude. Bragging on God in front of others instead of always complaining, being a person of faith and giving thanks to God instead of always being negative and down on everything. So private and public devotion, private and public worship on a consistent basis is how we place ourselves and keep ourselves under God's wings. We don't take refuge under the wings of God by withdrawing or pulling away. And so my prayer that I wrote in my journal was, Lord, may I always be steadfast in my devotion to you, and may it always be evident, that's the public side, bringing honor to you and strength to my soul and my heart, because I cannot think of a better place to be than under the wings of my loving God. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.